Hello. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of the KentinueCast. We're back. The reason I'm laughing is this has been an absolute palaver. I'm going to quickly tell you what's gone on. So Llauren comes in, we do an hour, and I stop it. I stop the recording, and then I realise it just hasn't recorded. And then I think I've got it sorted. We do another 20 minutes, and I realise what's happening during this second pod. Basically, this program I used was just looping after every 19 seconds. So it was recording 19 seconds, and then starting again, and it just wasn't working. It was just not working. So I'm so thankful that Llauren was so patient, because I am very, very new to this whole podcast equipment stuff. And every day, every time I go to get on here and jump on here and record, it is a lesson for me. But I'm getting the hang of it. But I'm just thankful so much for Llauren's patience, because an hour and 20 minutes of podcasting was just not recorded. I'm just thankful for her patience. She just wasn't bothered at all. But also, because she's one of my longest serving friends as well, like, I'm blessed it was with someone like her, someone I know, because every single podcast we spoke about something different. But we both agreed that this one you're about to hear is the one that was the best one. We had a right laugh. We were both relaxed. But so thankful for her patience. So Llauren, if you're listening to this, thank you so much. Like, honestly, so thankful for how chill you were, and you was not bothered in the slightest. I'm just thankful. We got it. So this episode with Llauren, it was just fun. I'd love to sit here and tell you what we spoke about, but we spoke about so much, but probably none of it's going to be in this podcast because it's from 2 podcasts that don't exist. But we did speak about a lot of fun things. We did speak about her music. We did speak about her job that she loves. And look, I'm just going to go straight into this, because even I don't know what we spoke about, because it's just mad. It was honestly so crazy. But look, you're going to love this, because Llauren is so great. You're going to love Llauren. Let's just get straight into it. This is episode 3 of the KentinueCast with Llauren Bassett. Oh my days. Right. Shall we say what's happened?
Yeah, I feel like we've already recorded like a whole series just today.
Right, so for those who don't know what the hell's going on, you won't know.
Because this is the first time for them.
Yeah.
How exciting.
It's not the first time for us. So we recorded just over an hour. It was great. Actually, no, it wasn't.
It was the greatest
it was
podcast.
The
greatest podcast ever to be recorded.
Yeah. And after that, shambles.
Yeah.
Because it was so
Perfection.
bad.
Yeah.
Noticed that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So what we did, we went again.
Yeah.
Go again.
Yeah, the tribute.
So we done another one for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed that it was looping. So it was getting up to like 19 seconds and then deleting it and carrying on and doing it again. Another 19 seconds, another 9. And
a bit like old VHSs, isn't it? VHSs, would you say? Or VHS? You know, like tapes. And you just tape over stuff over and over again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And it was looping. So after you said something, which we're just going to say was so bad, which is why we stopped it the second time.
Excuse me, I'm a really interesting person.
Yeah. So I stopped it, and we tried to figure out for the last 10 minutes what it's doing. And I've opened up a new project, and this one's working, Llauren.
Is it?
Yeah, because we've got it to 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Oh my gosh, crazy. That's so exciting.
I'm
This is further than we've ever gone before.
I know. It's
wow.
First of all, fair play to Llauren. Her patience is so. She should have easily gone, I'm done.
I'm storming out.
That's it. Yeah. It's over. I can't have this.
I am a professional.
I'll be in touch with my lawyer.
Yeah.
Is what you should have done, and you haven't.
That is.
But we are 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
2 minutes.
This is it.
Oh my god, we've made it.
We've recorded nearly an hour and a half of content.
Yeah.
And it's not there.
And we cover some like wide-ranging topics as well. Like these are all the topics that you're going to miss out on. We've talked about the environment. We talked about dining experiences and different plates.
Oh,
We've talked about cups.
Yeah.
Talked about Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
We've talked about speed awareness courses.
Yeah, we did. But this was all just rubbish content.
It was.
So
yeah.
don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Llauren, this is working.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Look, I'm still new to this. This
Yeah.
is your episode 3.
Yeah.
And like I've never mentioned this. This is the first time I mentioned it.
Oh my gosh.
I've not mentioned
I cannot
this
wait.
in the
On the
previous
edge of my
ones.
seat.
You're the first female guest we've ever had on Continue. Did you know?
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't. That's so exciting. Do you know what? And I love that, like, the first time I'd kind of, like, played it down. I was like, oh, yeah, well, live in a patriarchy. This is terrible. By the second time, I made a joke similar. Now, I'm just fully on board with how exciting is this. So I feel that now that we've got to the third time round, you finally got the reaction that you wanted. So there we go. Perseverance, everybody.
I just can't believe it. But it's actually working now. We're at 3 minutes 25.
3 minutes. Wow. We could have had a song in that time. We could have written a song, produced a song in that time.
Could have done.
Yeah.
Could have done. Look, I'm so thankful you're so patient. Because, like, if it was someone that, I actually liked and they were here.
Yeah, that would be quite embarrassing.
That would be the worst.
Yeah. Or somebody who was professional, or somebody who was, actually had time constraints. I mean, realistically, you're saying it's patience, but, I've no other plans today. So.
Yeah, but I knew that.
Yeah,
because Llauren, it's classic Llauren.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing tomorrow, Llauren?
Nothing.
Who's Ellie?
You just knew. Actually, I wasn't even meant to be coming today. You just sent me a message this morning, like, "Oh, what are you doing? Nothing." Classic.
Yeah, and then you just
come and record this.
That's it. Classic Llauren. So if you want to ever hang out with Llauren, you're going to be able to hang out with her.
Yeah, doing absolutely nothing
because she's going to want to get out of the house.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Other times, I'll try and come up with an excuse. Like need to wash my fish. Drying my plants, whatever that might be.
Cat's got a tea party.
Yeah. All of those kind of reasons that I can't come. Yeah.
Are you do you because you're at home a lot, and I'm at home a lot. I don't socialise that much, to be honest. I don't like it anymore. The older I'm getting, I just don't like people.
Yeah.
But like, do you get to a point now where you're just like, I'd rather stay at home?
Oh yeah, I'm much better at saying no now than before. I had a really big moment for me, like a couple of months ago, where I was invited out to do something and I really didn't want to do it. And do you know what I did? I said no.
No.
Unlike, for example, Mr. Lane, who says yes, and then is like, oh no, unfortunately, all of these technical errors have happened. Oh no, I can't come out because my car is broken, or whatever. And then,
how did you know my car wasn't broken?
I'm just, surmising the amount of times that you come up with an excuse.
Is that what you think of me? You think I just make up excuses?
Oh, no, because whenever I want to meet up with you, you want to meet up with me. So I've never personally got these excuses. I just know these are the excuses that you give to other people.
That's coming from a very confident place. So you think I will just naturally just want to go, oh, all right, well, Llauren.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why? Because the amount of times that you send me a message and be like, oh, we haven't spoken in ages. What are you doing? Do you want to meet up?
Yeah,
there we go. Oh, you could tell the voice break there made it so clear. No. So clear. Look at him.
But when did I last see you?
Oh goodness me. Must have been a while ago.
I was in the studio.
Yeah, recording my EP.
Yeah.
Seamless.
What? You got an EP?
Oh my gosh, crazy.
that was before Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you after Christmas. For reference, it is now currently May.
Happy New Year.
And to you, did you do anything nice?
Oh, my days. No.
Oh.
Went to bed.
Wow, there we go.
What did you do?
What did I do? I was at at the pub that I normally go to in Maidstone, which is called... Oh gosh, that's really embarrassing. I go there like so often that they now know who I am, and I don't know what it's called.
You don't know what the name is? Okay.
Druids. You've got Market House, which is opposite Hazlitt, right? And then like a couple of doors up, you've got Druids. I always have a flavoured gin, which I then have to guess the flavour of, and lemonade. You're welcome for that little piece of information there.
Are you one of these people that didn't know what you're going to order, so you walk in and they already got it made for you?
Yeah. Does that mean I've got a problem?
I don't know.
Just me and my mates always go there.
But it also just means you're not willing to experiment.
Nah, see,
Do you know what I mean?
beer is sticky, so I avoid that. I put cider in the same category as beer. Don't like that. Wine is very strong smelling.
But you do like a lot. Wine.
Nah. Oh.
Yeah.
There was a little play on words there. That was so exciting. Yeah. And then, so no, I always have like gin and lemonade, but it's like a mystery gin and lemonade. Yeah.
But you're just the person that orders that. Like you're not willing to like,
No.
So you're just. Would you also say that's quite boring?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
when it comes to food and drink, I'm a very boring, plain,
Just when it comes to
beige
food and drink?
person. Oh yeah, exclusively. Yeah. Unlike you, who managed to cover boring over every aspect of your life. Yeah.
In what way?
In what way?
Yeah.
Well, you've just openly admitted that you love spending all of your time at home. So that's pretty boring, isn't it?
Okay. Nowadays,
Nowadays.
I'm into my 30s now,
Yeah.
and I just want to stay at home and watch TV.
Oh. I love that for you.
You're not in your
You really
30s,
are an
are
old
you?
man. No, I'm not. I'm young. You are not.
It's actually quite bad. I don't know how old I'm going to be this year. It's 31 or 32. I don't know which one.
Okay. What year were you born?
92.
92.
September.
That's great. I can't do the maths.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me. Oh, for crying out loud. Because I was terrible at maths.
92. 2002. That was when you were going to be 10.
That was when I was... Yeah.
Was that a good time?
I don't remember it.
Oh, well, that's, I suppose nothing tragic
I suppose
happened.
I was probably very popular.
Unlikely.
When I was at 10, yeah.
Then, 2012, you'd have been about 20.
Yes.
I'd have probably known you by then. That's probably when we would have met, roughly.
Yeah, I think we met
2012.
2011.
Yeah,
2011,
that's crazy.
2012. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to tell everyone the funny story how we met?
Oh.
Shall we do it?
Oh, yeah,
It's quite
let's
funny.
do it. Oh, my gosh.
So yeah, might as well. So because you might even listen to this, it'd be even funnier. But I was best friend. My best friend in college was a guy called. Should we say his name, or should we just make up a name?
Oh,
Rod.
I don't know.
Should we say Rod?
Rod.
Yeah, like hot.
Do
Rod.
I really come across
Rodney.
as
Rodney.
the person who would like date somebody called Rod?
Yes. Should we call him hot Rodney?
Hot Rods.
Should we call him Rod, or should we say a name?
I don't know. You've already, I feel, gone down the path of Rods.
I think he might get engaged soon. So I don't know.
Okay, maybe it's best to...
So we'll say Rod.
Yeah.
So myself and Rod.
Isn't he engaged to somebody who's also got my name?
So anyway, so I was best friends with a guy called Rod, and Rodney, and he's like, "Oh, I'm having a birthday gathering around my house. And do you want to come?" And I went. I don't always say no.
Well, yeah, but you were like 20 then.
Yeah,
we've just established.
Oh, okay, right. So I went. So I go around his, and there's Rodney there, his mum, his dad, another guy,
Emilio.
Emilio Heskey. Do we want to say people's names?
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
So Emil Heskey,
Yeah.
Hot Rodney,
Yeah.
mum and dad.
Yeah.
Was there someone else there?
Yes. Tomasz Falcon.
Oh, I remember. Yes. Yeah. So Tomasz Falcon was there, and then yes, I remember. And it was and then you,
And me.
and was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing your best mate at the time.
Yeah, Rodney.
Yeah.
So you were seeing him do what?
Not a lot, really.
I don't know if I see about that saying. Like I hate like. Oh,
well,
we're just
we went
seeing each
together.
other.
That was kind of where it all sort of ended.
It's like when people say like, "Oh, we're just going out." Like, I don't know, Woolworths. Like, what does that mean?
No one goes to Woolworths anymore. Now you're showing your age.
What do you? Yeah.
Shut.
But what do you say if you're going? Do you say we're not going out? We're dating. Do you say we're dating?
Oh, nah. See, I don't like...
So what do you say then?
Okay. See, I probably would go with seeing each other. Although I hate the concept, like either date or don't date. But, unfortunately, we seem to live in an era where it's impossible for you to be like, oh, I like you. Somebody's like, oh, I like you too. And then you just get into a relationship. Apparently that's not really a thing.
That's boring nowadays,
Yeah. Instead, I know, why don't we just lead each other on for the next few months?
That's it.
And then until one of us gets really invested and then the other one leaves to create heartbreak.
How do you say like I'm a guy? Yeah.
Okay.
So like
So using imagination. Then.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like if I'm wanting to get in the dating game,
Right.
no matter what I do as a guy, I'm a creep, aren't I? Unless, say for example, I see you outside, maybe just feeding the pigeons, and I go up to you and go, "Hey, how you doing?" Mm-hmm. You're going to think I'm a creep because I said, "Hey."
No, not necessarily.
So if
I
I
wouldn't
say
say so. It depends how you come up to me.
So hey,
Like if you come from behind and then like loom over me and be like,
what if I was on like
what
roller
are you
skates or
doing?
something?
Okay, then the roller skates are the issue.
Hey,
Because you'll look like you've come like directly from the 80s. I'm expecting like, you know, sweatbands of various different luminous
but I
colours.
feel like no matter what I do, I'm a creep unless the person is like kind of like, oh, how you doing in the head. Like, I'm a creep, aren't I?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think if you continue the conversation where the other person clearly doesn't want it, you're not a creep. I would say that would be the distinguishing thing. Like, if somebody comes over to me and is like, oh, hi, like, how are you doing? Has an interesting piece of conversation to say. I think it's very clear to tell straight away whether, yes, I'm open to this conversation, or please leave me alone, never talk to me ever again. Like, why have you come over?
So if they want to pull you, no roller skates.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's probably if anybody wants to take a tip from
from this. No roller skates.
No roller skates.
So Rodney didn't wear roller skates.
No.
He didn't.
Never saw him on roller skates.
Right, okay, so that's obviously why he managed to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like dating nowadays is hard. And like I feel like the term we've gone so wide, but like everyone is just like, it's so weird, like how do I put it? If like say I'm trying to get with Llauren, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like messaging you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I message you too much, it's that thing in the head. If I message you too much, I feel like I come across like a stalker and you lose interest. But if I pull away back and we don't talk, we might actually get along and we might. It's one of them, isn't it?
I think, and over the last like year and a half, I have had such an emotional roller coaster on the kind of like romantic side. I think that the person who doesn't think that you're over egging it or is like, oh, why are they messaging me all the time? If you're thinking that's my person's not the one. Like, move on.
Okay.
You should find somebody who wants to have all of your messages all the time, because actually you deserve that. That would be what I say.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, like I feel that too many people are just like, it's like, have you ever seen the Daniel Sloss? He's a comedian and he did this show and it's called Jigsaw. And it was basically the whole premise of, imagine you've got a jigsaw with all of the things that make up your life and who you are. Mm-hmm. And then you've got a space for a partner. And you've got this puzzle piece. And you're like just trying to jam it into that space even though it doesn't fit. And you're just like, please, can I just get it in there? And so what you eventually do, you make a choice. Do you take out the other pieces around it so that you can fit this one piece in? And so lose part of those things that make you who you are, just so that you can get this puzzle piece in? Or do you decide, actually, maybe this isn't my puzzle piece? And so, actually, I think that that's a really good analogy.
It is, actually. It's
Find your puzzle piece. Don't nick somebody else's.
See, that's someone's listening to that going,
And I can take zero credit for that.
no, you've credited it. You could have taken it for your own, and that would have been.
I could have done.
You could have done.
I'm just too nice.
So we're at this. It wasn't really a party; it was a gathering.
Yeah.
So Hot Rodney, we're in there.
It was for his birthday, so I suppose you could say party.
Yeah. And then what did we do?
Well,
So your memory's better than mine.
You played, and this is an incredible song, which everybody should go back and find. Nice Guys.
Oh no! How do you remember this?
Because it's an absolute classic song. And like after that, I was like, this is an amazing song. And like I listened to it on repeat. It's so good.
It was a song.
I won't answer the phone or pull out a chair. You can ask me how you're doing, but I don't really care.
It was Nice Guys by a YouTube group called YTF. Yeah, and they made it was Chester C,
So
Andrew
good.
Garcia. It was Niga Higa, the YouTuber.
I have no idea who they were.
And they made this song called Nice Guys Finish Last. And
So
at
good.
the time, I thought it was so funny, and I played it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's so
Yeah,
embarrassing.
you did. And do you know what? I always associate you with that song. Maybe that's why we've been friends for so long.
Because I'm a nice guy.
No, because you just played that song and I was like, that's hysterical. Yeah.
I can't believe I played that.
You did, yeah.
Now I remember that. Oh, damn.
And I knew then that you weren't cool.
So that, I remember that. But then what else did we do?
I think that was it. I think you just come over for that bit, and then I actually don't remember the rest of the day.
No, I don't remember.
Because I met the Alex Lane on that day, and that's it. And everything else, just, paled into existence.
So you and Hot Rodney
never
were meant to be.
Yeah, never made it.
No. But for some reason, you and I just talked.
Yeah.
Because we just got along. We just used to wind each other up, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was just one of them.
Yeah.
And
just too quick.
it was just that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of bants. Bit of bants, because I'm funny.
No. I see. This is where you get it wrong.
Whoa.
Like, I was never laughing with you. I was laughing at you.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
It's a bit like, because you had also released a song which was called Dream Girl.
Oh no! What are you doing?
See, this is great, right? This is where you get like the original Alex Lane material. Like, if
we had a podcast and a half ago, this would never have come up.
I told you that was the greatest podcast in the world. Now it's all gone downhill. It's just releasing, all of Xander's secrets.
Right, Dream Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, Dream Girl. Yeah. And that was so cheesy. If you think he's cheesy now, like, you've no idea.
It was the worst song I've ever written. And
and the cover of it was like your Under Siege photo as well.
Yeah.
So there's like really, really lanky Lane with like where you only just start, like, was your hair down as well before you decided to quiff it up? Yeah. And you look almost as tall as Rochester Castle. There you go.
I don't feel as tall as Rochester Castle now, sitting here. Listen to this. I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah.
I think I kind of just blocked all that out.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm not as... I'm awesome now. I'm really cool now.
Oh, okay. When did that happen?
Oh, no. Tuesday.
Oh, okay. For a while there, I thought you'd been like longer.
Yeah. Brilliant. So we were just chatting. But it was just bad night. It was over Twitter, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't even know the last time I did anything on Twitter.
No, I don't.
But we spent all of our time just slagging each other off.
I don't know
Twitter.
what you post.
Don't you mean X?
Oh, sorry, X.
X.
We were Xing.
X.
And then because we call it Twitter. It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like you would post something, and I'd be like, "Oh, Llauren, you're such a beep, beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep," and then you go, "Oh, you're a beep, 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 beep,"
Yeah.
and then Rodney now and then would just pop in and go, "Hey guys,"
and everybody would be like, "Oh, that's cute."
yeah. And then after that, we drifted apart.
But I feel that, and this is really weird, I have a really vivid memory of like 4 years later or something, and you just randomly sent me a message and just hurled abuse in my direction, and I was like, oh, we're still doing that. Okay.
When did I?
I don't even know what it, like, I just feel
rings
that
a
like,
bell.
over the years, something would come up and you would just, like a message would be sent or a comment, like from either way. It'd be like, oh, we still do this. Even though it was like years and years later.
Because I like doing that.
Yeah.
I like abusing people.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
in that like.
So sorry, Hannah. Yeah.
No, because I just like what. No, I love winding people up.
Yeah.
I love winding people
Yeah.
up. Like I don't like. I'm not like, oh, there, you're okay.
Oh,
it's like,
no, absolutely
it's like,
not.
I always find a way to go. If someone says to me something that's really upset them, I will like take it in and I will like be there with them for a moment, but then I'll make loads of jokes after.
Yeah.
Because it makes me laugh.
Exactly.
I'm kind of like that kid, like, when you're really little and you have a crush on like, a girl, you don't go up to them and go, oh, I love you. You start abusing them and throwing stuff at them. I'm just so immature. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like that.
Yeah.
Like with everyone. I just love it. It's hilarious.
Oh, you just can't help it sometimes. And I think that's the problem. My brain works a lot quicker. Or my mouth works a lot quicker than
with
my
immature
brain.
people.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we've been friends for so long.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. And I'm quicker than you. So it's probably
Well, you can
good
run faster?
skills.
You can...
Okay, not physically quick, but I'm mentally quick.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also a faster runner as well.
Yeah, but you've got like, I'm like the length of your legs, so that's probably why.
How tall are you?
Well, I always
5'3"?
say 5'3".
Oh, you're not one of those people that goes, I'm 5'3.5".
No, but I always used to say 5'3". Like on my professional CV, it said 5'3", and then somebody once told me, which was like, "You're definitely not 5'3". But I don't know who measures themselves. Like, who does that? I don't spend my time being like, "Oh, I wonder what my height is." So I don't. I just make a guess. So I've just gone for 5'3". So I might actually be 5'4", 5. Don't know. Depends what shoes I'm wearing.
Well, like, so now we've gone in the direction that we haven't spoken about yet. We've pretty much covered everything else in the last few, 1.5 terrible podcasts that we did. But like, then, so I came out of a long-term relationship and I started to do music again.
Yeah.
Because it was the only thing I was like, I missed it. I didn't really do it when I was in that entire relationship, and it wasn't because of her.
Yeah.
It was because I didn't need to do music.
Yeah.
I was happy with that life. I had her family. We went to see our grandparents and stuff. I liked that life.
Yeah.
I didn't need music.
Could we just park that thought for later? But I want you to remember that you've just said that. But anyway, do continue.
Okay, I'm kind of scary, but I didn't need it then. And I started up again. And then I invited you to... It was because you do this thing where you post a song, right?
Yeah.
I've wrote an original song to sing it. And then you disappear, and then for about 5 months, and you do another one.
Yeah.
So I invited you to the City Wall, Rochester. And then that's how we properly became friends.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen you in person since Rodney's big birthday bash.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the only times we ever met. No, I went to when you were Bambini, whatever.
Dandini. Bambino.
Hello, Bambino. Just got Friday night dinner on the break. That was a conversation that we had earlier.
We spoke about TV shows, and Llauren said that she does not like The Office.
No.
She does not like Friends.
No.
But she does like Friday night dinner.
Yeah.
And it was one of the things that she almost got kicked out of here.
Yeah.
But you
it was a tense moment.
You brought it back in with that. But yeah, you did. Well, Dandini and Cinderella. Big part.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Or is that just because you were tall?
It was funny because like I used to, around like the following weeks of that show, I'd walk around Gillingham and everyone go, Dad, these little kids. And I was just like, oh, this doesn't look good. I'm in the high street. Kids are going, Dad, come over here.
Oh,
I was like, no.
I suppose you're quite recognisable as well.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why? Well, like, you're like 7 foot.
Right.
And like, yeah. It just makes you stand out, doesn't it? Okay, by recognisable, I meant tall. Yeah.
So and then we've done the open mic nights and stuff. But like, just how do I put this? It's like you're doing music now,
Yeah.
right? Are you enjoying music now? Because it seems like you are. You're doing a lot of stuff on social media, bedroom bangers.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Bedroom bangers.
Bedroom bangers. I just came up with it as like an idea. I was like, why don't I just record me playing songs in my bedroom and call it bedroom bangers? Like,
Amazing.
it's just one of those like, late night thoughts, and suddenly it's like, ingenious idea.
So
I love doing those as well. Like, I wish that I had more commitment to doing it because like, I think it's actually a fairly decent format. I don't know if that's like bigging myself up, but I think it's like it's fairly simple. And
I think if you like done it on like the same day every week, I think it
Yeah.
probably become a thing.
yeah.
But look, so what is bedroom bangers? It's just you, guitar, and you sing a cover or an original song.
Yeah. And that's it. Like,
That's
that
it.
is the entirety. There's usually like a short intro because, I'm a comic genius, as you've probably been able to tell from this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm the one really holding this together.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then just, I perform a song, and it's like, it might be an original or it can be a cover of like more recent songs, older songs. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. They're on YouTube. Look them up. Bedroom bangers.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We spoke about this in the terrible podcast that
The greatest podcast ever made.
the worst podcast ever, so I had to delete it. It wasn't due to my technical problems. I just got rid of it because it was poor, wasn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So in that podcast, we spoke about your name. So you spell your name with 2 L's.
Yes.
And I want you to tell the story again because that was the only part of
because I've humiliated like you so much that you're like, I now want to go back.
No, but like you spell your name Llauren Bassett.
Yeah.
But it's the capital L and a small L at the start. But I swear you told me before it was because you didn't want kids, because you work at a school.
Yeah.
You didn't want kids to find you on social media. So by putting the 2 L's, they're never going to find you.
Yeah.
So that's true, yeah?
It's a half truth.
Right, okay.
It came about before I worked in schools, so back when I was like 14, and I was dating this guy who, and you know, like when you're 14, you're like, oh, let's have cute nicknames for each other, which like as you get older, you're like, ew, that's disgusting. But
He called you the Llauren Babes.
No, it was just he started calling me LL. And I was like, oh.
What, Loser Lauren? Is that what it stands for?
No, thank you very much.
What did it stand for then? Why LL?
Lovely Llauren.
Lovely Llauren.
Yeah, lovely Llauren.
Right, 1 second. Just going to
Yeah.
let that sink in for a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can carry on now.
Yeah, so lovely Llauren. And so he called me LL, and I was like, oh my gosh, because everybody used to change their Facebook names back in the day. And so,
Sure it wasn't like MSN names?
No,
Did you have MSN?
Facebook. Yeah, I did have MSN. On MSN, I was Lebby, which was spelled Lebbye. Yeah.
Lebby?
Yeah. Because
What, of mice and men?
That's
it's Lenny.
Lenny.
Right, okay.
Yeah. See who failed their GCSE.
Well,
so
why Lebby? What's Lebby?
well, my full name is Llauren Elizabeth Bassett. So Lebby. Lebby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your middle name? You don't have one, do you?
Yes, I do.
You do have one?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
You knew it.
Can I have the starting letter?
It's double barrel. It's
Ooh!
TG. Alexander the Great Lane.
It's T.
No, I'm joking. It's not Alexander the Great. That's what I tell people. It's Stephen with a PH.
Oh, yeah. So you'd be Assel.
PJ?
Suddenly it all makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, Assel. Yeah. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, okay. Right. So you're
Yeah.
okay.
But then ever since I left school, I've worked with young people as part of my job, and they're obsessed with like looking people up online. So I just sort of kept the double L because I was like, oh, solid. They'll never be able to find me. And it's been around so long now that if I changed it just to having one L, I think people would be like,
yeah, it's weird.
who is that?
Yeah, it's weird. I naturally type in your name double L.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And like
People ask me as well, be like, oh wow, so where does the double L spelling come from? And like I just blatantly lie my way through that and be like, oh well, you know, like, oh, it's just so people don't find me online.
So that is partly the reason.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Has any one of these kids slept through the system and actually found you?
I don't think so. Not really. Or if they have, they found me because they found another teacher. And so from that
Did
teacher...
they call you Mrs. Bassett?
Well, I'm not married, so no.
Miss Bassett?
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah, Miss Bassett.
Can I go to the
Although
toilet?
usually it's like, Miss.
Miss! Oh, yeah.
Miss. Yeah.
But they still do that.
Yeah.
Sir.
Miss. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Miss.
Sir.
Miss, can I go to the toilet? Miss.
Did you enjoy school?
I love school.
Really?
Yeah. I love learning.
Really?
Even now, I love learning.
Really?
Yeah. How can you not? I feel that people who don't like learning have very small minds.
Whoa! No, so I like learning. No.
Whoa! Quick! Rewind!
I'm one of these people that I'm... The things I'm interested in, I know a lot about.
Yeah.
But if I'm not interested, I don't... I'm not... I just... Bye. Do you know... I'm all or nothing in regards to education, academic stuff.
But I think that learning is so much more than that. Like... And this is the thing, this is an argument I have with my students all the time. It's like, Miss, why do I need to know this? Like, when is this going to help me in the future? And I turn around and I just think it's so sad that people's value of education or value of knowledge is based purely on like some sort of like monetary value, or this idea that actually if it's sort of beyond my realm of interest, I can't gain anything from it. And I think that's so sad. Like, I generally want to know as much as I can before I die.
You're a rare breed, Llauren.
Why, thank you.
But it's like, do you find, like, with the social media and stuff like that, and I think there's a thing like stigma going around that you just go and get a job.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people drop out of school early now? Do you find?
Well, you can't. So you have to be in some form of education until you're like 18. So whether that be like an apprenticeship, college, or sixth form. But I just think it's really sad because, especially sort of the area that I work in, like they might be third, fourth generation unemployed. And I'm sat there like trying to be like, oh, but like if you want to go for a job, you need this, and be like, why do I want a job? And it's like,
oh really?
Oh, well, you know, like to improve your prospects or whatever. And she'd be like, yeah, but my mum don't have a job. What are you trying to say? And it's like, do you know what? That is not my place. Because actually, if somebody said that I didn't have to work for the rest of my life, I'd probably be like, yeah, great. But I think that's so sad that knowledge is based on, what you can get from it, rather than just being like, isn't it great to know stuff?
It sounds like you really enjoy your job.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I love it.
But what? So when I left school, Llauren, when I walked out those secondary school gates, even the college gates,
Yeah.
when I left, I was like, see ya! Peace out, sucker! I was gone.
Yeah.
I didn't look back. But you left and went, I want to go back in.
Oh, absolutely
Like
not. Like, I wanted to leave before I'd finished.
So what?
Like, I failed all of my exams in my final year.
So what? So how did you become a teacher then? Haven't you got upgrades to become a teacher? Or did anyone in now?
Yeah.
Well,
So,
clearly they do.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Have you met me? Really scraping the barrel. No, but like, I came out and I'd hated my second year. I think I was going through like quite a lot of stuff in sixth form, and I was like, oh, I just can't deal with it. I just want to go. Because I'd sort of was like, I'm still doing exactly the same thing as I was doing like 5 years ago. I'm walking the same route, like to get my bus. I'm getting the same bus, all of these kind of things. And I then had like a year where I didn't do anything. And I was like, I hate the fact that these are my A-levels and they don't really represent what I can do. And like, if I want to go for a job, like, they'll look at those A-levels and be like, yeah, like, you talk a good talk, but you've not really got anything to, like, substantiate that. Substantiate means, like, to back something up. And I basically was like, oh, why don't I do online, like, an Open University course? So I did the Open University for 6 years. So as I was working, I did 6 years doing my degree. And it was in, like, so many different things. So it was like economics, human geography, psychology, sociology, criminology, sociology of religion. It was like all of these different things. And I loved it because it was so broad and it was just like understanding people. And I finished my degree and I was like, oh, for various reasons, I was like, oh, I'll do teaching. And I just love it. But it all started, I hated being at school. When I got to like, by the end of it, I was like, I'm ready to go. Just stop turning up to lessons.
You want to do this forever?
I could do, yeah.
Do you want to be a headmaster one day?
No.
Why?
Because I think the further you get up in kind of like the teaching management, the further you are away from the students. And I love working with students.
You were a chaplain, wasn't you?
Yeah, for 5 years.
So explain what a chaplain is.
So
Briefly.
Oh my God, the stress. I basically, it's like pastoral, so it's like the emotional support for students. But
so you're like the Jeremy Kyle of school.
Yeah. But like Jeremy Kyle with a little bit of the Pope thrown in. That's sort of really underplaying what I did, but yeah. But my big thing is that, you know, so I was in a faith school. And so there are certain things that'd be like, oh, like as a faith school, we believe in this. But actually it's about that individual. And everything that I did was about that individual realizing that they had worth just for being the person that they were, that they could believe the things that they wanted to do, but that also that their impact on the world would be huge. Because I think people underestimate the power they have because they think, oh, I'm not really important. Like, there's however many billion people on the planet. It doesn't matter what I do. Actually, it does. Like, the people that you impact every single day, like, their day is different because you were in it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important that people realise that, because many people live their lives thinking that they don't matter. And absolutely they do. Even simple things like you get on the tube and you sit down. You've taken somebody else's seat. Right, so that's going to impact their day. Or you get on the tube and you allow somebody else to sit down. You've impacted their day. Like, all of those things, like, people don't realise the impact they have. That if just one person was different, a whole dynamic would be different. And the ripple effects that would have.
That's really cool. That's just a great way to go about life, really.
Yeah.
And I think if everyone else had that sort of attitude for it, the world would be a better place. But unfortunately, you're just a rare breed in that department.
I think I'd like to believe there's more than just me. I think I have to believe that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're just, the way you're going about it, and you see life in a different way. It's kind of cool, especially with like obviously the way the world is at the minute. It's just so negative, and it's just everyone hates each other and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Is there like are you like kind of like ambassador for like kind of mental health in your school? Is there like kind of like a program there?
There isn't.
Like
I wish there was. Kind of, it's very hard. Like, we've got like loads of like pastoral managers and things like that. In my old role, kind of like when I was a chaplain, like that was definitely something that it was like, this student, nobody can get through to them. Let's give them to Llauren. Like, I'm sure she'll know what to do. Whereas, yeah, that's something that's quite hard with now being a teacher, because you've got more of that barrier between like you and them. But yeah, just always try to build positive relationships. And I think that people underestimate young people. Like, if you show them respect, they will respect you back. Don't believe that you just command respect. No. How are students meant to know what a respectful relationship looks like unless you model it for them?
There is a divide, isn't there, from the elders? And it's interesting you say that. I was watching a program on Netflix called Unlocked.
Oh.
Never seen it. It's literally quickly go into it. It's about a jail in Arkansas.
Yeah.
In America, and the chief wants to do this program of unlocking the cells, so all of the inmates where they normally get an hour together every day, 24/7, whatever, letting all the inmates interact with each other and stuff. And it's just, I mean, it's a lot of ups and downs. It's really interesting experiment they do, but a lot of the divide is the elder inmates and the younger inmates. There is a divide there, and it is a lot.
Yeah. And it's not really surprising either if you think about people's attitudes and stuff. Like, we went to that open mic in Raynham many months ago.
Is this with Tony Pepper?
Yeah. And there was like a vibe there, and this is what I always find going to open mic nights. First of all, I'm nearly always the only woman, but second of all, because I'm a young woman, people treat me differently automatically. It will always be this sense of like, oh, you sure you've got everything you need? Oh, is there anything? Okay. Yeah, without a doubt. And you've got two ways of looking at it. Number one, it could be like, oh, why don't you treat me like a man? Like, why do you have to treat me differently? Like, get rid of the patriarchy. Who cares? But actually, people have grown up in very different times. And I think it's unfair to place my expectations of how you should treat people because of my experiences when actually your experiences are entirely different. And I think you can't project that onto somebody else. And so even though I sit there and be like, oh, gosh, like, please, can these old men just leave me alone? Like, I'm fine. I just want to come play my songs.
Yeah.
And, like, I understand how the system works. Like, you don't have to explain it to me. Yeah. But actually, if you want to build relationships and build rapport with people, sometimes you've got to turn a blind eye to some things, which I'm sure feminists all around the world, because obviously they're all listening, would be screaming at me for. But it does. And I think as I've got older, I've questioned it more. Especially, like, say, for example, all the things with Taylor Swift. Like, is everybody kicking off because of the fact that she's a woman and successful? Like, and I hate that kind of idea. It's like my mum once said, like, she wanted to write a letter to the council because of about a housing thing. I don't really know. She's one of those people. That she said that I don't know how to write this letter without them just thinking like, oh, she's just a moany old woman. And I thought, how dare they? Like, my mum is so intelligent. Like, she was working for, like, the British government, and, like, she did stuff with, like, setting up the Bill Gates Foundation. Like, the Millennium Goals was her. Like, all of these different things. And yet simply because she's a woman saying, I disagree with what you're doing, it's like, oh, yeah, but she's just a moany old woman. But I think that is the society that we live in.
it's just, it's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
It never used to be this way. It never used to be this way. It's just, it kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're just almost afraid to say anything anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
mental. I feel
Definitely.
so trapped. I feel so trapped. It's just, it sucks. But like, quickly moving off, because I do want to talk about your music.
Oh, novel.
Because finally,
yeah.
you are putting stuff out. Now, Llauren does this classic thing where she'll upload a tune and she'll disappear for 5 months, upload a tune, but it seems like over the last year, you're really digging in.
Yeah.
You're digging in. You've got your music boots on, and you're hiking along, and you seem to be actually enjoying it. What's changed?
Well, you know when I said to you earlier, park that thought on what you've just said, where you were like, oh, well, I was sort of in like this really like committed relationship for a long period of time, and I felt like, I didn't really need to do music.
Yeah, okay.
Snap!
Okay.
But yeah, basically, I'd say that was a big part of it. You know, I think somebody said that you can only focus on like 5 things in your life at any one point. And just for a long time, music might be 6th or 7th. So I had all of these other things that I had like filled my time with. And then that relationship came to an end. And it was like, you sort of need to fill that space. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go back into doing music, back into something that I haven't done for ages and ages. And I think because I'd started to do it on my own terms, and I think I went through this big push of being like, actually, I want to do stuff for myself. I want to be my own person, like an individual person, because I think I'd lost that for a good few years. And I think that's sort of what pushed me into doing it. And since I've had that control, I've really loved it because I do the things that I want to do the way that I want to do it without feeling like I have to meet somebody else's expectations.
Did it happen before then when people were just trying to force you to do music?
It's not like forcing. Like, I know it was always like done in like a loving way, but like the guy who taught me guitar and bass, like it was always like, why don't you come and do this? Come and do this. And I would always feel bad to say no. And especially as like I was a child. Like the first time I did an open mic night, I was like 13. And so you're just doing what somebody else tells you. Like somebody tells you you're good at something, and so you should do it. And so you sort of feel almost like guilt tripped. That's a really horrible way of saying it, but like you do it because somebody has said that you're good at it and you should therefore do it. Whereas kind of like as I got older, I was like, yeah, but maybe I don't want to do it. And I think that's like the relationship between me and music, whereas now I sort of feel like I've got more control. And then I do it when I want to, and I don't do it when I don't want to. And I think that's really important. Because I think now I'm at a stage where I'm like, do you know what? My music's for me. I recorded and had mixed my single probably about almost maybe 3 weeks before I released it, because I was just like, I'd had it all done and my best mate had like taken the picture for it, and I was like, this is amazing. And then I was like, do I want to release it now? And all it was is that I was sat at work and a memory had popped up, and I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I can't believe that's what I was doing a year ago. What an idiot. I'm just going to upload it. And I just uploaded it, and that was it. And then I was like, okay. So I uploaded it. And then again, it was like 2 weeks before I then said that I'd uploaded it. But I like all of it being on my terms. That like I publicize when I want. I put a video out if I want to. And I think I care less about what other people think. Yeah.
That's a good place to be in as well. But you've also got other things you do, because you do musical theatre shows. You do dance.
Yeah.
Acting. You've got music. So you've got all of these things. So the fear of burnout really isn't... You can probably burn out on one of them, but you can dive straight into another one. Yeah. So really you're in a good place. Yeah. So like... But for the first time since I've known you, since Hot Rodney's big birthday bash... This is the first stint in your life where I've seen like an absolute passion to post stuff, to do gigs. Because there was a period, like towards the end of last year, you've done so many gigs. Yeah. Loads of gigs.
Yeah. It was like almost every weekend. Yeah. Like I was doing a gig somewhere, I was doing something. And then again, kind of like I got to Christmas and I was like, this has taken over my whole life. And I was like, do I want that? And... you know, again, you sort of like reevaluate it. And especially as like I've got a full-time job. I'm sure we both know people who do gigs every weekend, but they've not got a full-time job. So on a Wednesday, they won't do
Yeah.
anything. Whereas I don't have that luxury.
No.
Like, I will still have to, like, mark, lesson plan, like, assessments, all of those kind of things I've still got to do. And music is an escape, but I never want it to become a chore. Because then
it
I
does though,
fear
doesn't
that I
it?
wouldn't have an escape.
It does though, doesn't it? It does. Everything becomes like a chore.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yeah.
It does. It sucks. But then that's when you got to stop.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm doing it for when you feel like you've got to do it for other people. It's just that's it. You're done, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're done.
And that's it. And, like, I really admire, like, when you have that commitment to, like, post things all the time and, like, do videos and you message people and you do all of those kind of things. And I wish that I was able to have, like, that passion and that commitment to do it.
But you act like I do it all the time. I don't. You act like I'm prolifically doing it. I don't.
Feels like you do it all the time.
I don't. Like, I'm doing
Yeah.
it. I'm doing it like kind of recently in a minute because
Yeah.
I'm on the Break 58 playlist and I want to try and get my song to number 1.
Yeah.
Like before they take it down and realise the mistake they made by putting it on there in the first place.
Not a mistake, but do
like,
continue.
But I'm doing it then. But you're acting like I prolifically do. I don't because I
Yeah.
do feel the burnout that you do. Like,
Yeah.
when I feel like I have to do something, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about in the poor podcast that I purposely
Fantastic
deleted.
podcast.
Like the Duolingo thing. Like on
Yes,
the bottom
yeah,
of that
yeah.
blackboard, Duolingo, because my other half wants me to learn
Yeah.
her mother tongue, Polish, but I struggle with Polish.
Yeah.
Like your ex was living in Poland,
Yeah.
so you know how hard that language is, and it's so tough.
That-
And yeah, but like it's tough, and like because I know I suck, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But then Hannah will say, but just keep at it, you'll get there. But because I know I'm not good at it, and it sounds really bad, like I want to be able to learn it, but there's a part of my brain that goes, no, why?
Yeah.
Like I know a lot about the stuff I love. I know a lot about music. I know a lot about planes. I know a lot about Formula One. I know a lot about all these things.
Yeah.
Like, but when it comes to something I'm not very good at, I block it.
Yeah.
Something in my mind blocks it.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like, if
Yeah.
it's not easy, I don't want to do it.
No.
Like, and I'm very lucky that for me, music is easy. I was having this conversation with a really good friend of mine, and she does like art and stuff. Her name's Rhiannon, or Relentless, Rhilent.
She's got bare followers on
Relent,
Yeah,
less,
relentless,
whatever, work it
yeah.
out. And she was talking about art. Now, she is incredible at like drawing and stuff. She always has been. And she turned around and she was like, I hate it when people say that I'm good at art. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. She was like, no, because it doesn't take into account the hours and hours I've spent to be even better.
Yes.
Yes, I may have a talent for it, but actually, I've also had to work at it. But because she finds it easy, she doesn't mind putting in that work for it. I'm making that assumption on her, soz, if that's not true. But that would be the same with me in music. People turn around and be like, oh, like, you've got such talent. I'd be like, yeah, but I also do spend hours just playing the same song over and over again that it's really good.
Yeah, you're right.
And you don't necessarily see that. But I think that's the trick, isn't it? Like, if it looks hard, if it looks like you're putting in effort, people aren't as engaged with it. Those people who make it look effortless, those are the ones that people want to see. Those are the people who are successful because to them it looks natural. And there's something about that as an audience you respond to.
Are you still writing now?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah?
All the time. My phone is like filled with like phrases and sentences and ideas and just small snippets of poetry all the time.
What's like your because all of us songwriters, we go through periods where we have a different way of writing, a different method, and it changes all the time, and we end up discovering a formula that we all go to in the end that makes songwriting easier. But what would be your method of writing a song right now? Is it like hearing someone else say a word, like you said, and writing it down and just something come to you? Or is it internal?
I think in my head, I've always got like songs or ideas for songs. So currently I would say I've about 4 ideas in my head that I've not actually made into a song yet. And some of those ideas I may never make into a song. But it might just be like a word or a phrase that like I've put together and I'm like, oh, that's what I want to write about. Or a situation to be like, that's what I want to write about. This is what I want to say. And then at some point, at a random time, I will sit down either with my guitar or at my keyboard, and I will pick out one of those phrases and be like, right. And then it will just suddenly come together. Again, if I feel I have to work at a song, I stop.
Yeah.
As it has to come freely, otherwise I don't see the point. I think there's only one song I've ever rewritten, and it was because I really believed in the chorus section that I'd written, and I was like, I really love that. And I think I'd sent the song to you, and you were like, this is terrible, like it's just really moany all the way through. And I was like, right, well, I think he's wrong. So how can I change this song so that, and then like I did a second one, I was like, oh yeah, damn it, to be fair, like he was right, this one's better. But that's probably the only time I've ever done it. So quite often it's really raw emotion, and it's raw kind of like, this is how I felt in that moment, or this is the feeling that I want to express. Yeah. And instead of like, you know, going around the houses, like trying to work it out, preambulate, like kind of like wandering about, trying to find what it is. Instead, I'm like, no, this is how I feel. This is what I want to say. And I think that's why the songs that I write are so personal to me. But somebody else can listen to it and never hear any of those things. It's like having Easter eggs in all of your songs. That the person it's about or the situation it's about, they would know. Whereas everybody else would be like, oh, that's a nice little song. But unless you really knew me and what I'd gone through, you wouldn't necessarily know that it was real. Because
that's something we spoke about. It's when I write a song, when I've written it and I've released it, it's done. It's done its job. It's everyone else's. And the songs that mean the most to me are the songs I haven't released yet.
Yeah.
But like for you, because you've got all these little Easter eggs in these songs, even when you play them live, they still mean something to you. Whereas when I play a song live that I've released, it's just like, oh. Yeah. It's a bit like, you know, these like famous artists, whatever, like they want to play, they would love to just play an album of, a set of their newest album. Yeah. Because that's what means the most to them at that moment. Yeah. But no one else cares. They want to hear the hits, don't they? So it's one of them. But like, it's good that you still have your passion for your songs even when they're released. Yeah. Because every song out there is up for interpretation. Like the story I said about to you about don't want to. Where I wrote it about, the lyric is, I know I should get over you, but I don't want to. It's about a relationship that's dead, it's gone. I know I should get over you, but I don't want to. It's like, I purposely don't want to get over you. It's just so messed up and deep and ugh. But like someone who listened to it, one of my friends who was a driver's mate, someone was driving the van and he started crying when it came on the radio or the stereo and he assigned that song to his dead mum. Yeah. And it's like, what the heck? So that's what I love about songwriting. Yeah. That's what I love about it. And you're prolific at it. And I'm glad that you are constantly writing. I'm glad that finally you're in this space where you're talking to me about your music and you don't sound like you want to strangle yourself while you're doing it. Yeah. Like it's really, and that's awesome to see. So finally you're doing tunes. Quickly before we run out of time, I do want to talk about your EP now. Yeah. We're recording this on the 12th of May. We found the date. Yeah. This is not going to be out for a little while because I want to record the full 10 episodes of people and put a series out. But by this time, your EP will be out. Yes. So your EP is called Too Much Hassle. Yep. It's 4 tracks. It's produced by Graham Waller. Yep. Did he master it as well? Yep. Yep. It's Graham Waller. Shout out. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. So talk to me about this whole project. Talk to me about the songs. That's Notting Hill. Talk to me about that song.
Okay. So Notting Hill is the first song on the EP, and it was also released as a single before kind of the rest of the EP came out. Yeah. And it's ultimately, the whole of the EP is almost like a love story, or an unloved story, because it doesn't end particularly well. Spoiler! But ultimately, it's about kind of a girl asking a boy to love her, as seen in the classic Notting Hill film, where Julia Roberts says the iconic line to Hugh Grant that, you know, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her. And yeah, I mean, I love the film, but it was just this idea of kind of like a girl asking to be loved, kind of like finding somebody and being like, oh, well, let's forget about our past. Let's forget about, all the things that have happened. And instead, like, why don't we just be together? And so that's what Notting Hill's about. It's got banging saxophone on it, which is so good. Which sounds so much better than when I just sing that live. Because when I play it live, I obviously can't play a saxophone and guitar and sing at the same time. So one of those three had to go, and unfortunately, it was the saxophone.
it's a catchy saxophone part. It's one of them ones that sticks with you. It's very, very. When I find myself cleaning up here and I'm humming it, you've done your job.
Oh, thanks.
So track 2.
Track 2 is Best When I'm With You.
Yep.
Which is, again, kind of like that honeymoon phase of being in a relationship with somebody, and you're like, oh, this is the best thing that I've ever done. I love who I am with you, because I think all of us change a little bit when you are with somebody. They bring out things in you that you particularly like. And so that's what the song is about. Kind of like, I love the person that I am when I'm with you. And like, I want this to last because of how special you make me feel, because of, what we've got. All of those wonderful things that you feel when you're first with somebody. Yeah.
Track 3?
Track 3 is called Infatuation, which is when suddenly everything starts to turn a little bit sour. And you kind of maybe are in that stage where you're like, I don't know why I'm with this person anymore, but you just can't help but want to be with them, even if they've broken your heart, even if they've let you down, even if they made you feel like you're not good enough. But sometimes you just can't let it go. And so instead you sort of like cling on to that, and it's kind of that rage behind it. It's sort of very Alanis Morissette, that one. It's kind of like more rocky. And then finally, after you've gotten over that stage of that anger, of that kind of denial, then you've got kind of that reminiscing, because I think you can never help but do that. And it's called That First Week. And it's kind of, you're taken back and you're thinking, I wish we could go back to that first week when everything was perfect, when I wanted to go back and it was a wonderful time. And it's kind of like that really sort of sadness that you feel knowing that that's over. And all of those tiny things that you remember about that person, that you picked up about that person, which you now know that you've lost. So that's the EP.
Did I feature one of these songs?
You did, yeah.
I've been cut.
I'm so glad that he knows. You're on That First Week.
I didn't get cut then. So
not as of yet, no.
So I still could get cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, by the time this is out, I would know if I've been cut or not. So I'm just going to skip the first 3 songs and then go to that last one.
Go to that last one, find out.
So I'm singing harmonies on.
You are indeed.
On the chorus.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he clearly gave his heart and soul into it, so much so that he can't even remember.
No, because I remember I'd done harmonies on a song.
Yeah.
But I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, That First Week.
Take me back to the first... Is that
oh my gosh, check him out. He has done his homework.
it's because like Graham and you were telling me how to sing it, and I just like, take me, because there was that point where I was like, take me back to... It was like harmonies level. But like, after a while, it's just like, I have no idea what I'm singing. I'm just doing it for the freaking harmony.
Yeah.
But no, that was cool. But I haven't been cut yet.
No.
Am I going to get cut?
I don't think you will be. Because I really like the sound, because it was sort of like... The process behind it is I really love and always have loved All Too Well, the Taylor Swift classic.
Swift, yeah.
And I kind of looked at all the things that went into that song, and I was like, right, it doesn't rhyme. So I need to write a song that doesn't rhyme, which is really alien to Llauren. Llauren never writes anything that doesn't rhyme.
She rhymes all the time.
I just can't help it, you know? It's just who I am. Poet, and I didn't even know it. Hashtag, yes, she did. But... And so I did that, and I was like, right, and then the chorus needs to be something that's just like really simple that you're able to repeat like over and over again. And then kind of, I was like, right, and it finishes with a phrase that's been earlier on, kind of like in a dramatic ending. And on the record, she has got a male voice as the harmony. So it does sound like she's on her own, and then the harmony. And I was like, that's the sound I want. So it's basically just a knockoff.
So quickly now, I've asked people this before, but you're a big Swiftie, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're a massive... You went to that Eras tour in the cinema, didn't you?
Twice.
Are you seeing her live when she comes to London?
No, but let's move on from that. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I think I've got tickets to go to see her in Poland.
How can you think you've got tickets?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know. I don't know if we can get it off. I don't know what that
Okay,
is.
right. Can I just say for the record, I know that this will be out live before or after it would have happened, but if there's any opportunity that you are not going, I need that ticket.
Right, okay. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know.
Cool,
I'll let you know, 'cause
thanks.
you are SSD.
Thanks,
But like
mate.
Mount Rushmore of artists
Okay.
who have inspired you. Well, not even that. Say like a Mount Rushmore of people that have influenced you into the artist that you are currently right now. I'm guessing Swifty's up there on that.
Into the artist who I am now.
So
Yeah.
4 people.
Oh goodness me, this is really hard.
It doesn't have to be someone famous. It can literally just be like a teacher.
Yeah. So Taylor Swift, person who taught me guitar, Richard.
Yeah.
Richard Manktolo. Big shout out to him. And oh my gosh, this is so hard. Maybe my dad, because I wouldn't know any of kind of like, well, my parents, can they kind of like be one?
Yeah, and we
We'll just smush their faces
we know
together.
the last one. I just want to say thank you. You're welcome.
Anytime.
Like, and I'm flattered.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, it's great to be up there with those people.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I'm lost for words.
Yeah.
But like,
Sorry, wait, who are you talking about?
I would know. So obviously, there's me up there, but do a bonus person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you have to be up there.
You're
Interesting.
welcome. You was going to say me, so I didn't want to give
See,
you.
interestingly, I don't think I was.
No, it's fine. I don't want to embarrass you, but like,
Oh.
I didn't want to give you to give the whole spiel. This person's really talented. I didn't want to let you do that and be embarrassed by that. So I just thought I'd put myself on there just to save you that whole thing. But anyway, thank you for putting me on there. But who else would you put on there?
Who else would I put on there?
Me on there? But thank you.
Who else would be the final person? It's probably got to be somebody like Bruce Springsteen. Like, I'd love to be able to perform like Bruce Springsteen. I know that you don't like him, which is just mind blowing.
It's not that I don't like him. I said, like, it doesn't. It's just a taste in that his music just doesn't do anything for me.
You've clearly never been a lost child.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
No, just like, I don't know. I think I got to the age of like 15, didn't feel like I fit in the world. And then suddenly I listened to Bruce Springsteen. I was like, oh my gosh, my whole life makes sense.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's it. But for me, like, I don't. The Bruce Springsteen thing, I can't get on. I just.
Yeah.
just hasn't-
But then again, like the Beatles, like, you don't, you're like, they're overrated.
Yeah, the Beatles again. I don't. I've listened to a lot of Beatles songs for the songwriting.
Yeah.
And like I've read, like I've not actually bought it, but there's a book you can buy on Waterstones. It's that big, thick
Paul
book,
McCartney one,
yeah,
lyrics,
And
yeah,
like I never have bought it because it's so expensive. But every time I go in there, I'm looking at it because I want to read bits.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But I don't know. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just so alienated in country music, and that's it. And I need as a songwriter to probably come out of that and try and explore some different options.
Yeah.
But that's the reason is I just
Yeah.
love country music.
And that's the thing, like, I think you do kind of get stuck in the things that you love,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Like, and if you're not careful, that can entirely shape what you do. And so I think that's why, like, I do try to open up to different things. But, like, right at the moment, I love listening to Taylor Swift because I love the lyrics. And to me, I think the lyrics are the most important part of the song. And I have taken a lot from being like, actually, how can I write this in a more poetic way? Or how can I put this together into a more interesting way? I remember when, like, it's different things, like, you'll take from different areas. Like, sometimes, I wrote a song probably a few months ago, and I wrote a line, and I was like, oh, that line comes straight from, like, it should be in an Arctic Monkeys song. But that was because I'd been listening to Arctic Monkeys, that it just sort of happened, and then I was suddenly like, interesting. Like, I didn't take any of their words, but it was the way that I phrased what I'd said.
Yeah.
I was like, that's something that Alex Turner would do. And it's just different things like that you sort of like pick up through like osmosis, where like you just sort of take it in and you don't realise that you are. And then suddenly you look back and be like, oh, that's really like so-and-so. Not it sounds the same, but like your phrasing or the words that you've used kind of you pick up from other places.
And that's the beauty of listening to different genres. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing I don't do.
Yeah.
I'm just so in that thing.
Yeah.
And maybe if I did listen to more and branch out a bit more, maybe my songs would be a bit different.
But at the same time, you've got a sound, right? Whereas, like, I feel that you're probably far more professional than I am because
What?
I'm very much like, I'll do the things I want to when I want. Like, I'm not necessarily like chasing anything, or like I'm not expecting anything.
You act like I'm like almost this up and coming superstar. I'm really not. Like, I'm not. Like, I am at that point where I just put things out when I want to and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore. Maybe I used to be.
Yeah.
But no, not anymore.
But I mean, like the break thing that you're doing.
The playlist.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
And like, whereas my best mate is taking all the pictures for like my album covers or whatever. Like, Llauren Bassett tries to do everything on the cheap, because I'm just sort of like, oh well, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's just something I'm doing for me. Like, if other people like it, that's great for them. But it's something that is more, I'm just doing this entirely for myself. And so, I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, your EP, Too Much Hassle, is out now.
Yeah, full disclaimer, it might not be. But
check that last track out and listen to the chorus and see if I've been cut or not. That's another thing to do. Afterwards.
If you're not cut, I want you to publicise it before you've listened to it. Be like, is Alex Lane on this?
And do one of those.
Does it feature the Lane train?
And do like a live listen. Am I on this?
Oh my gosh! Yes, I think it would go viral.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, it would definitely go viral. Yeah, 100%. But honestly, Llauren, listen to me. We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Wow!
And it hasn't stopped.
Oh my gosh!
So do we call this third time lucky?
I think this is third time lucky.
This was so much better than the others.
Do you know what? Maybe it was. Maybe we needed the other two. I mean, the first one was obviously the greatest podcast of all time.
It wasn't.
And, we've missed out so many topics that, you will never get to listen to. But hey.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe it's like the fishing trip in Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, that's it.
We never talk about
What did they speak about? The other guests will come and go, so what did you say in those podcasts?
It'll be like, we don't talk about it.
No, we don't talk about it. No.
Yeah, we don't talk about the first one.
Yeah, you're right. So it was like an hour and 20 minutes of footage that we're never going to know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
It's deep. And for the record, you are 31.
So I'm 32 this year.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel it. But
you look
honestly,
it.
But like, in all seriousness, I'm getting a bit grey.
Are you?
Is that sarcasm? Did you look at me when you first come in, but he's got a bit grey?
No. I'm not that observant.
Aren't you?
No.
So...
I can see it now, though.
Oh,
hair's got a bit of a sheen.
Whoa, we're almost running out of time.
Oh, crazy.
But I do this thing now where when I get up and down off a chair, I go, oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
That's the first sign.
Yeah, 100%. It's gone. It's gone. I'm done.
And you've been to the toilet like 4 times already.
On that note, Llauren Bassett, episode 3 of the KentinueCast.
Yeah.
Stream her EP, Too Much Hassle.
Yeah.
Check if I've been cut. Is there anything else? Your socials. What are your socials?
So on Facebook, I'm Llauren Bassett, LLSST. And then, Instagram, I'm sure if you type Llauren Bassett, LLSST, maybe something will come up. Or not. Who knows? Yeah. Go to my Facebook and then you'll be able to find everything else.
And before we go, you've been saying a lot of big words in this podcast.
Yeah.
Give us all just one word, one big word, and give us a definition of that word.
Okay. One of my favourite words currently at the moment is... synecdoche.
Synecdoche?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Synecdoche is when you use one thing to represent a whole. So, for example, I've got a new set of wheels. You've actually bought a car.
Yeah.
You've not just bought wheels. That is synecdoche.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's fantastic. Synecdoche. Is that like a word of the day calendar or something?
No. It's like subject terminology in English. Yeah.
Synecdoche.
Synecdoche.
Well, it's been a synecdoche to be with you today.
Did you even listen to the definition?
And I'm going to synecdoche off of this podcast. So this has been episode 3 of the KentinueCast with Llauren Bassett. And thank you so much for your patience.
No problem.
Because this has been a disaster. But we got there.
Not the third one. The third one hasn't been a disaster.
The third one was the best one. This is it.
Yeah.
It's it.
Thank you, Zond. God, ridiculous.
Oh, it's absolute. Right, I'm going.
Cool.
Right, now get out.
Okay. I've been hit out.
Right, bye.